You see, neighbors, it never stops. My phone fell from right there on that yellow bin down onto those things. This is the result, my second phone. I was about to do a video for you guys, and I have images on the phone we're using now that I wanted to show you with this phone. We were going to take this and look at what I see right now. Unfortunately, we can't do that because I'm doing some more redneck ingenuity for you guys today. So, hey neighbors, welcome to the Shed Shop 2.0, in this edition of Redneck Ingenuity How To. I have on my bench a STIHL MS362, and this is for a neighbor Brian. And he brought his saw to me and said, can you change out the AV mounts for me? And on his saw and other similar models, basically you have this foam AV annuller on this side. Oh, Greasy Shop Rag just posted a video. Echo CS2511T not getting oil, I think it said. And then on the other side, I don't have my recoil and stuff off, but behind this recoil right here is another one of these. But what happens is you have a little plastic nub that comes off of your gas tank assembly. Okay, see how I have that screw? That would normally be a nub. Now this is just my tester screw because I'm trying not to pierce the tank. If I do, that's fine. I have done this on several saws. It's one of them design flaws. STIHL just didn't do a good job. That plastic just is either not bonded to the rest of the tank, that nub that sticks out from over here, or it's just not thick enough, or something. Just they just need to change it. And these things are trash too. I mean, it's freaking foam. They deteriorate. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so I've had to make a custom one because and this is what I wanted to show you. The aftermarket thing has a hole this big at the bottom as well, and so we wouldn't have anything that nub is really thick, but we can't put a screw that thick in there. Okay, and so I took a different AV annuller, I think for like a maybe it was for a 361. I don't remember, but it looks like this, and I cut it down to about here, which then makes the aftermarket one, except this hole is as big as this one. The other AV annuller is this one up front, and we'll be showing you that too, because we're going to show you how to change it, which requires taking this whole tank off. This I'm just trying to play with. It was time consuming. It's been about an hour and a half, and I'm still working on it. So I'm probably going to pause you guys while I work on trying to get that screw at the right depth without piercing my tank or making it to where vibration will cause the screw to end up going through the tank. That is really important, because you can say, okay, yeah, I see the screw, it's about to poke through, but then let my boy go start his saw and start cutting some big old oak trees and swinging this, slanging this bitch around a lemon with a 25-inch bar on it, and watch how fast that screw, with the vibration and the movement of the saw, it's going to end up piercing through your tank. Now, it might not leak, but you just have to be mindful. And so basically what I do to kind of know exactly where I'm at is I will take my inspection line and I will lay it on a direct line, and there it's touching my AV mount right there. Okay, so I will go boom, just like that, and I can see my light through the bottom here. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. You see it? See the light right there? Okay, so there's my AV annuller right there. And so that means I know I'm in the right spot. Looking down in there, okay, where my light sits is where my screws being screwed in, and I've actually got a fairly thick portion of plastic there to use the screw that I want, most likely, at least with this AV annuller with the smaller hole. With the big hole, that's a bolt, and that's sealing it, and that's actually putting a hole through the tank, in my opinion, to make it the size of the nub. Because a larger screw, there's just not enough. You would never catch enough thread for it to be a good solid fix, due to the what's it called, integrity of the plastic would not hold the screw, unfortunately. Okay, so let me get you guys set up here. Blanche, I really do like the clamp on vise you got me last year before I had my neck surgery. It's been working pretty well. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you guys out some. I'll try and get you about halfway. How's that? So we'll try on that. Let me tighten this up here. That we're gonna have to do something with that. That's not holding like it should. Okay. Bench is a mess. I want to organize, but bills are about due, and so I'm trying to get as many projects for my neighbors done as possible and hope that they will come pick shit up quickly. Usually if I express to the neighbors that, hey, I really could use you picking up your equipment within, 10 days, because sometimes I'll wait 3 months, and I'm just not the guy to take people's shit unless it's been like a year and you're not communicating. I don't care if people don't have money to pay their bills and all that happy stuff. I'll hold their stuff as long as they need me to, pretty much, if they're in a tight position. Even if it takes them 2 years to get back on their feet before they can get their saw. If they need their saw to get back on their feet, well, it depends on who it is. Sometimes I will say, okay, come up with X amount of dollars, and you pay me X amount of dollars per month or per week or per job, whatever, and we go from there. Sometimes you have to take a chance. Sometimes I get burnt, but I've been able to help a lot of people, taking risks, lending saws out, giving free bars and chains that I never got back, even though I was supposed to. All kinds of happy shit. So anyways, I'm just trying to clear some stuff out of my way, you guys, and then we're going to get to work on this. This MS362, changing the AV annullers. Now, the springs, I think, are going to be fine on this saw. Steel springs, they last pretty long. They don't stretch easy. And it's rare that I see a spring that needs replaced on these, unless the saw has been through some kind of traumatic twist or run over or drop from tree, etc. blah blah. Or I meant tree dropped on it. Okay, so I already know my spot. I'm just going to keep screwing this. And the thing is, I want to be careful, but I know if I puncture his tank, it's fine. Because we had to fix it, and I told him that sometimes you just put a bolt through. It'll be sealed off. It's not like you can't seal it. And so I just go a couple of turns at a time, and I wish that would stop happening. And then I'm just going to keep checking it. And I've got to get this phone cord. I got to get you guys on live support because I didn't check the battery, damn it. Whoops, shit. Did I push any buttons? No? Okay, good. Sorry, I got to stop cursing so I can get monetized more. A lot of my videos are what they call limited monetization, and it basically means it's not suitable for the advertisers don't like your content because it's not liberal. So, now, yeah, I'm going to pause you guys for this part because this is very tedious, and it'll make the video like an hour long. Okay, as soon as I come back, I can see with my light, I'm only like 3 threads deep, and this thing's already one more turn, and it's going to be basically poking that just a bump would push it through. And so I am going to feel more comfortable. Basically, I'll take tiny O-rings. We'll take a bolt. We'll take some O-rings. We'll take some Honda gasket, Honda Bond or Yamaha Bond, whatever gasket maker you make. And we're going to fill our threads of our screw with that. And then on either side, we will have a tiny O-ring, okay, gas-resistant O-ring. And then we'll use the nut and bolt, and we will bolt that together, okay, so that our bolt is our post now, and that way also no gas leaks. I gotta call my customer and verify that he's okay with that, I think, but this is the problem. It's 4 something in the morning. It's 5:10 in the morning, and he might not want this gas tank punctured. He might want to say no, but normally they do. If it's going to keep their saw up and running and not cause any issues and be perfectly fine, and it doesn't even affect the resale value, to be honest. I've had some broken shit right here on a 400 we have on the channel that one of my regular customers bought, and he loves the saw. I rednecked the hell out of that so I didn't have to buy a crankcase. Because, I got it really cheap and I didn't realize it had as many problems as it did. That happens a lot. Okay, I'm hurting real bad. So basically, for now, we're just going to pause on that part. Because I really do want to make sure my customer authorizes me poking through his because I can't go any further with that screw without, I believe, poking through. Damn, sucker's on here. Get out of the way. Ah, what is holding you? It's not the switch. There we go. Goodness. Just held on by grime and grit, I guess. Saw looks pretty clean underneath. I mean, it's dirty, but it's not filthy. It's not gooped up. So that's a good thing. I like his air filter. It looks pretty clean. Good job, neighbor. That's a crucial part, you guys. Okay, so now to get to the side one, we're gonna go ahead and start. We'll pull our recoil off and a few other things. Okay, and then to get to the one up here. Okay, that's back in here. We have to take our whole tank off of our saw. Okay, unfortunately, that's why it sucks. My neighbor's labor is going to be very high for what is something that you wouldn't want to pay high labor for. But you know, if he leaves that side with nothing for the AV, that means the other stuff is taking more of a beating, and it's going to wear out faster, and probably the other post would break, and then you'd have to jerry rig multiple points on the saw. Every time that jerks in the beginning, it hurts. Okay. You can gently lift on your chain brake handle and just shimmy that out. Ba-bam. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take this shroud off. Or no, we're going to go ahead and take our coil off. I don't think we need to take the shroud off. I'll go ahead and start it off with a hand turner here, because these are going to be pretty tight, most likely. Oh, yeah. Okay, and we will need, this is like a T8, I think. I do believe in order to get the coil out of the way, we will need to unplug that. Oh, wait, no, our wires will come right up. We don't need to unplug it. I'm sorry, neighbors. Okay, so here we go. You guys will have to let me know what you think of using Scott, the Greasy Shop Rag. His channels, he works for a guy, so he has to just put his camera above his bench, and then he adds audio later. He made me this. Side note, you guys. Scott started. I saw him using this on one of his videos, and I asked him about it, and he told me what it was, and or that he told me that he made it. Obviously, I saw it was a carburetor stand. He was rebuilding a carburetor on it. And so I was working on a carburetor on the back of the truck up in town. I sit up there and I sell saws, or try to anyways. And sometimes I'll work on stuff. Well, I couldn't find my carb stand for like 2 weeks, and I messaged Scott. I said, can you please send me the eBay link so that I can buy a carb stand, because the one you donated to the channel I've lost. And this is what I got. He said, don't worry about it, I got you. So he sent me another one, and his only request was to give the other carb stand to somebody that could use it when I find it. And I think I have somebody on the channel that I talked to Ted Neitzel last night, and I think we picked somebody. I asked his advice, and he thinks it's a good idea, so I might go with that person. Most likely, I'm going to go with that person if I can get a hold of them. But anyway, so he put this on there. He drills a damn hole through it, puts the leather strap with a clip, and he says, hey, you know, if you clip that to your belt while you're working, I assure you probably won't lose it. So, thank you very much, Scott, for that. I did find the other one, neighbor. I'm glad to be back at the bench. I'm still hurting real bad. The neck is better, but it's only better if I don't do anything. Before, even if I didn't do anything, my neck was just, what am I doing? My neck was just out of control. So, yeah. I need more press oil. It's not easy shit to find. It's expensive. Okay, so let's finish these up. I've always wondered why the, I think it's to protect the iron, maybe. I was always wondering why these coil bolts always have washers on them. Does anybody know? Tell me in the comments why you guys think that is, or what you know it is, if you think you know. Yeah, we do got to take that off. I thought so. Okay, so again, I'm just going to crank it, or loosen it with, yeah, that was nice and loose. Usually they are. Hand turner. One screw. Put those in my magnet tray so I don't lose them. Okay, now our coil should pop up. And there is our foam AV annuller. And see how big that post is. Okay. That's what we're trying to create on the other side. Because even though my hole is smaller, the whole point is for that to be snug, but not tight. Now this is really worn out. This again, this foam is stupid. The center, it squishes and squishes. I mean, this is literally foam, you guys. It's ridiculous. STIHL did us hella dirty putting these on the damn chainsaws. Just look at that shit. Look how much it's deteriorated. If he'd have let this go another month, it'd be just freaking crumbling, and then he wouldn't have no AV annullers. And the front one made of the same material. That's why I like the aftermarkets, because they're rubber, okay? They're rubber, and it's fantastic, especially for this one. The rubber fits in there a lot more snug, and it's just this is a really good, I don't want to get sued, so, you know, I'm not going to mention the manufacturer, because I recently got something about trademark or licensing. Somebody didn't like that I mentioned their product, and I'm like, well, I was talking good about it, so what's your issue? So their legal team sent me a cease and desist, and so I'm trying to be more careful, but, you know, I live in America. I'm supposed to be able to say what I want. I'm just looking to make sure I don't see any other damage to a saw anywhere real quick, and I don't. So this is unfortunate. We're gonna take, you know what, wait a minute, no, you know what, this is on the wrap handle on this one. I think it's not on the yeah, I don't think we have to drop the tank. This wrap handle, I believe, comes off easy. I was thinking of a different model. It's still a STIHL, but it's designed just in a way that it's on the wrap handle, but to get the wrap handle out from up here, you have to release most of the tank. And so that means removing the carburetor and everything, or just loosening everything, and it's easier to just take it apart in that case. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use my impact drill so I don't hurt myself. We're going to go ahead and take our wrap handle off. Oh, wait, I don't need that one. I need the one above it. Nope, I don't need that one either. This one I release from right here is easier. Yeah, I don't love doing that, but as long as I'm not taking it apart, putting it back together. And then down here, we've got our chain catch, okay? That actually is, that screw is actually also holding on our wrap handle, okay? So once we've got that released, we should be able to get the last two up front. I knew I was going to end up grabbing that handle. There's two more right here, okay? Boom and boom. So we'll pull those out real quick. There we are. Okay. And now, let's see if on this one, I think if I remember right, it will just barely come off with a little bit of shimmying. Okay, so, let's see. Oh yeah, we're going to pop this out over here first. Okay, so just gently take a screwdriver or something. Get behind your spring. I want to make sure you guys can see. The only bad thing is that where the phone is being held right now, I can't see the screen, and so I can't see what you guys see. That's one of the challenges with some of these mounts. Okay, so dirty, can't see. Maybe some air will help me. I think my heater went out. It did. My damn kerosene heater went out again. That damn thing is ridiculous. Okay. Okay, excellent. Now we can see the little plastic cap at the end, or whatever it's called. Okay. I got the house. I'm working on organizing and everything. By the way, to my regulars, I'm going to do a Shed Shop update, but anybody that's watching still at this long-ass video, Uncle left. He assaulted me, and then he left. We got into a verbal altercation that turned physical, and well, I think he went to work that night, but I don't know. And I got a text when I woke up the next day that by now you obviously know I'm gone, and apparently he went to Ohio, and then we was on the phone arguing, and I explained to him, you abandoned me here with no vehicle, no nothing. Okay, this is just one of those matters of, you know, you guys just gotta work with it until you get that right angle and just that one right motion. Work it a little bit. Okay, now I can get behind the spring itself. Being careful to be mindful of feeling everywhere else. The thing is attached in a few places, okay? Now that we've got that out and resting like that, we're going to carefully try and get it removed from the tank here, okay? So we'll just push one forward and pull the other back. And this is where I think you don't get enough room. And be very careful if you're going to do this, because there is a thing inside of there that is like 1/2 or 3/4 inch long. Right there it is. See? Yep, perfect. Now we'll just pull it out this way. Look, his AV mount's gone. See? That foam thing is just completely deteriorated. Look, right here is the remnants of it. I'm going to get it all nasty under my fingernail just to show you guys. It looks like sawdust, but it's not sawdust. It's this freaking AV mount, you guys. STIHL? Seriously, guys, that you guys designed some amazing damn saws, and that's what you do. That was intentional to make people have to spend $10 and $20 every couple of years to keep their freaking $1,000 saw up and running proper and safe. That's ridiculous. Okay, these break off too. Another design flaw. I don't know what STIHL could do different here to make this stronger, but on other saws, I haven't seen a 362 broken, but on other saws that have this same setup, like the 271, the 311, 391, have very similar design up here, and these break. The nubs break. I love the way the AV systems feel in the STIHLs today, but man, there are design flaws everywhere, and it's like STIHL either did that on purpose to be like the world, and hey, we want shit to break down. We don't want to be Henry Ford and you know, have our Model T be one of the most reliable vehicles ever or whatever. Oh, wait, it's not reliable at all. It broke down and shit and everything all the time. Haha. Okay, so now all we're going to do is, oh, Chet, you know what? I need to make a second, and I don't want to use the OEM STIHLs because I only had one, so I don't want to mismatch it. I've got more of the aftermarkets I got to grab again. Oh, wait, right here they are, I think. We've got to make one for the other side. And it's going to be a little bit harder to trim it smooth because I used the case. You know what? I'll take this one out, put it over there, and then make this one again. So, again, that's going to be time-consuming. But literally, all I did, you guys, is I took me a real sharp blade, a brand-new blade on a utility knife, and I've trimmed this down to about here, which makes that the same design as the aftermarket, except this is a gigantic hole so that it fits on our little short fat nub. You know, I know some of you guys know all about short fat nubs. Some of you know all about short skinny nubs, long skinny nubs, just average sized, not skinny, not fat nubs, not long, not short nubs, say 6 inches maybe. I know a lot of you guys know about a 5.5 inch nub. Anyways, so that being said, I'll make that. We'll do that. I've got the star one for the front, and then we're just going to put it back together. Then I'll set it aside because I really think I just want to do a bolt here. I mean, even that's nice and strong, but it's only 3 threads. And if I go one more, we're gonna be able to see our screw probably through the plastic with our light. I can see the darkness of it, but I can't see shiny yet. One more full turn of that screw and I would see shiny with the light for sure if the tip of the screw didn't already poke through with one more turn. So, got to verify with the customer what I can and cannot do there. Okay, now, time for you guys to pause. Okay, guys, I actually thought I had to make that one. I didn't because they're different. So, fortunately, I had this one in stock. This one's got a different lip on it. This one is just held like this from going through the saw. This lip keeps it from going through, and of course the tank does too, but then the coil holds it on from coming back out. So I've got my rubber one in there, and then I realized that I didn't start the camera, so we're just there's our aftermarket rubber one, which is way better than foam. It's going to last a hell of a lot longer. It's not going to stretch out in the middle as fast, causing more movement in your saw. And so yeah, I'm definitely a fan of them for sure. Okay, I'm just trying to, my wires aren't quite, they're hanging my coil up just a little bit. So we don't want that. Okay. I'm just going to get that right there, and then I'm going to grab my Loctite. Damn it, I really missed my freaking tool to set my spark plug gap. I cannot believe how many of them some bitches I have gone through. And they're like $19. It's just a curved piece of metal, but I get tired. I don't like using business cards. I like my little tool. It's shaped perfectly to the flywheel, and it's got a nice plastic handle on it, and it just makes my life better and easier. And plus, because business cards don't last long, they cost money, so I'm constantly throwing away money using these because they wear out very quickly. And this is to set your air gap, and it's going to be about 20 thousandths of an inch. And that's pretty much standard on any two-stroke. Almost all two-strokes, you're going to be right around that for your air gap, your coil air gap. So I'm going to use some Loctite. Okay, just to make sure these things don't back out on them in the middle of the woods, or in the middle of cutting lumber in the backyard, whatever it might be. Gotta get it in the hole. Slipped up on me. Come on, baby. There we go. I'm just gonna seat that. Okay, I'm not gonna snug it down real heavy, because I'm gonna come back to this one now. And now I'm gonna go ahead and turn my flywheel. Whoops. See, and that's the other thing. My tool, I could have, maybe that's a little bit too snug. My tool, I could have done that very easily without, it would have went right over, or right to it. So I got my magnet against my coil. Okay, again, I'm going to leave that front one where it is for the time being. Back this out, get some Loctite on it, and we'll go ahead and snug our coil down, or tighten our coil down. We'll put our air mover back on, put our recoil back on, and start putting this back together. And then we'll wait to hear from our neighbor, because the last AV mount over there, if I am doing a bolt through the tank, which I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to want, that's the best option. I mean, the tank's broken, so we're not devaluing the tank if he wanted to part the saw out later, because we fixed the brake. So if anything, we increase the value, because that nub's gone no matter what. Now, I'm just, because of this foam, it does resist the coil just a little bit, and so I would really just take the time to tighten these very evenly, you know, a little bit at a time, because that way your coil doesn't get jackknifed or anything like that. Okay, so or that also, if you tighten one side down too much too fast, you might push that into the groove, and then who knows what'll happen with that piece of trash. I can't believe STIHL did us that dirty. I mean, we pay really good money for these saws that they're making, and they put parts like that in it. Just shame on them. Don't use an impact, guys. I choose to take the risk to, if stuff gets damaged, I replace it, and that's because I'm crippled. I guess I don't choose. I don't have a choice, really. I don't usually put any Loctite on this. I've never seen one back out, so. And those two are on a lot of models. Now we should be able to put our recoil back on. His elasto start is still in one piece. The rubber, that's good. I just ordered 10 of these cords so I can fix some of my elasto starts. Okay, grab our 4 screws for our recoil here. We've got the longer one. That's going to be with the machine thread, the fine thread. That's going to be for our chain brake handle up here. Okay, right there. And then these are coarse, and this saw's never been taken apart before. I'm not going to Loctite these. It really depends on the situation whether I Loctite or not on these saws. And again, they've got a good AV system. So, wait a minute. I'm sorry, you guys. That's the handle. I don't know why I'm grabbing. I'm glad I caught myself. I'm like, wait a minute. Something's not right here. It should be fine threaded. This is not an MS362 where 2 of them are fine and 2 are coarse. Anyways, yeah, that's where we're at. I like to do these crisscross. Okay, so I'm not going to snug that one down, because I like to do corner to corner. kind of like a tire, to make sure everything seats evenly and the recoil is not getting pulled crooked or sideways inside, you know what I mean? Because then parts wear out faster, stuff breaks. Just try and make sure my neighbor's stuff is taken care of. There we are. There we are. See, I know the torque I'm putting on these because of the clicks with my drill, and because I've done so many with that drill that I just kind of know it. I still make mistakes, but hell, you can do that by hand too. Okay, so this is our last thing. Where's my little magnet stick? I just wanted to get this out. Okay. And then we got to put our wrap handle on. Now, again, my wrap handle is not going to affect my other job, I don't think. There's his old cap. I went ahead and gave him a used one with the thing on it, but I got to ask him if some guys don't want their cap attached to the saw with a rope or whatever, and he might be one of them guys. So now we're going to get the wrap handle back on with this new thing on it. It's gonna go in a lot harder than it came out. And you just kind of gotta, if you're having a struggle, you just kind of gotta play with it and keep twisting it different ways, and try to shimmy this that way and wedge that there, and then pry that there, and you know, sometimes you just get it the luck of the draw, and you get that motion just right to get this in there. I've seen guys do this different ways, and I see guys that struggle just like me. These handles aren't always easy, but sometimes they go right just smooth. Hopefully this is one of those times, because I didn't want the video to be more than 30 minutes, and that's where we're at. So let's see if we can just get this handle on, and that would be the end of it. I wish my damn kerosene heater would stop going out, because I am in coveralls, and under that I've got flannels on, and I am cold because it is below 0 outside, and my building's not all the way done yet. So I have parts of it that aren't insulated, especially the big garage door. It's cold in here. Okay, I'm just working this kind of up to where it needs to be, roughly. Okay. And then I'm going to go forward. Okay. Now, this is easier in a vise, I suppose. I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me here. Okay, so basically, you need to do that. But I want to get this star in first. Okay, so what the hell just fell? Probably a piece of rubber. I want to give you guys the angle, but I can't get it there. I'm sorry. I'm trying the best I can to give you the proper camera angle, but the way my arms twist with my nerve damage, my shoulder's not allowing me. So basically, I'm just gonna angle it out, and hopefully work that foam in there. Maybe not. Oh man. Okay, here we go. That's close as hell, but there we go. Alright, so we want to get that in first, which means having everything else fairly close to where it needs to be. And then, oh, I'm sorry, you know what? We kind of gotta get this in and that in kind of at the same time. So I'm going to pull down on my tank. Now, mind you, I've not loosened my tank. You can make the job easier sometimes by taking a couple of those bolts out, okay, of the tank. No, that's not going to work. We definitely got to get the star in first. This, by star, I mean that AV mount. So if you hear me say star, that's what I mean. Usually, this is a little bit different than the 271s. I've learned a good angle on those that works fairly well. So you just kind of push that in, work it in there, and sometimes I will this last little bit can be found much easier to get done. Just kind of help with a screwdriver. I don't want to bust knuckle, so okay, almost there. Oh, we go. Now, once we kind of move this up here, be careful because it can move really with a lot of energy. Line up our tank here if we can. We're going to push this spring over with our hands if we can. Okay, get it started in. I don't want to get my fingers pinched, so I'm just going to push it in with a screwdriver from here. Okay, there we are. Oh man, thought it was going to go. Okay, I got to twist it up here. And then I'm pushing that spring at the same time. I'm just kind of shimmying it to get it a little bit closer to where it needs to be, okay? Because this has got to go up there and that's got to go there. Oh, I think we popped out somewhere. Nope. Okay, good. Almost there. There we are. There, that's in. We don't want to screw anything down yet, okay? We want to get it all the way in position, and then we'll fucking put, then we'll put bolts in it. See, I just use that kind of language as regular language. Now, that's our handle, okay? I'm going to start with this one. And I am going to go ahead and, which one are you? This one. I'm going to go ahead and Loctite that with some blue. I would recommend using blue. It's a little bit easier to disassemble if you made a mistake and don't realize it until a day or two later. That red can be really aggressive. If you don't have blue and you only have high temp, the red, just use less. That's what I do. So I just adapt and improvise when I have to. Okay, there we are. And now we just throw our last few screws in for our handle here. Again, I'm not going to use Loctite. These are big, coarse threads. And this saw has never been taken apart before to my knowledge, so there's no wear on them. They don't Loctite them at the factory when they build them. There's only a couple of screws in steel chainsaws that get Loctited these days. And even in the old days, they didn't have a ton that got Loctited. What am I doing here? Okay, up front. Damn, I'm weak. Okay, so you got your two here. Connecting your two handles together. On a lot of models, one of those is shorter than the other. So pay attention on the 271s and 291s. I can't remember specifically right now which it is, but a couple of those damn it, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you've got a shorter screw, and so you don't want to mix those up. Okay, now this is our last one, and now we just got to wait until it's late enough in the day to call our customer to ask what he wants to do there. I am going to start this real quick though, just to be sure. So I did drain my gas. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that yet. I don't want to, because then I'm going to have to drain the gas again and everything else. So we'll start it in the next video. So we'll probably do a part 2, and it'll be, will it be redeemed? Okay, so that's going to be it, neighbors. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have any advice, or if you want to see something specific on the channel, chainsaw related or not. You can request that in the comments. And I'll put the info if you want to make any kind of donations to the channel to help us move forward and continue to recover from the surgeries we've had and everything else with the health. That info will be in the description. And so be kind to one another, you guys. Everyone's facing a battle. Until next time, I love all you neighbors, even though I really suck at it. # persevere. You guys kick ass. Thanks for hanging out.